This looks Ken doll number 17 is handsome, but something about him just wasn't giving shelf worthy. So I grabbed my tools and gave him a full makeover, hair, outfit, attitude, the works. Let's go. Hey besties, today I'm working on a doll that has a lot of potential. It's Looks doll number 17, one of the few Kens without molded hair, which makes him perfect for customizing. He's got a great face and came with actual pants. Finally, no board shorts. But the outfit and overall vibe just wasn't cutting it, so I decided to give him a transformation worthy of a Barbie shelf. We start by softening his neck peg with near boiling water to safely pop off the head. No breaks, please. Then it's time to tackle that flocking. Once he's ready, we jump into rerooting him with long black nylon hair for sleek, fashion-forward look. This is a fun follow-up to my earlier Angel transformation video where I restyled this exact same doll. This time, it's a fresh, modern, fashion boy glow-up. He's now Christian, named after one of my fave designers, Christian Siriano. It'll take some time to scrape all of the flocking off of his head and hours of rerooting and styling. We'll get him into a better outfit that finally gives him cool, confident Ken. He's looking so good, I can't decide who he should be paired with. Maybe you can help me choose his perfect match. For now, we need to get the flocking off of his head. This one is fresh out of the box, and the other one had been on display at one point and then moved into storage. It seemed to me that the doll that had been on display or that had aged slightly was much easier to remove the flocking than this newer doll. But it's just a matter of soaking it in the hot water and scraping it with the flat edge of the screwdriver. We're all ready to start rooting our doll, but there's no pre-drilled holes or rooting pattern. So what I thought I would do is take a broken number 5 needle inside my rooting tool and just pre-poke all of the holes. I'm placing the holes just outside of the painted hairline and getting them as close together as I can without splitting it and having them 2 holes create 1 hole. This step isn't necessary, but it was very fun and satisfying, and I do feel like it did help me to have a more evenly spaced rooting pattern that's more neatly lined up in a fun and easy way as compared to just rooting it in with the needle. I only did this for the hairline. I didn't pre-punch the holes for any of the rest of the rooting pattern. I've pre-cut the nylon hair into 6-inch lengths, and I'm rooting it into the head by picking it up on the needle, plugging it into the pre-made hole, and if you slightly twist as you pull the needle out, that can help to leave the hair in the head, and the needle comes out with the hair left behind. The Kens actually have slightly bigger heads, and it takes longer to root them. We're watching at 5 times normal speed here, but it takes forever to root these Ken doll heads. It seems to not take quite as long if I already have a pattern of holes to follow. But we can see after about 30 minutes, I've made it a good portion of the way around the hairline, and we can get an idea how he's going to look when he's done. This is exciting for me because this is where I really build confidence for the idea. Until I get to this point, I don't know how it's going to look. I can imagine how I think it might look by holding the hair over. All right, I finished all the way around the hairline and done some of the part line. So I'm about probably an hour into this project. He is looking handsome. I think he's giving maybe Native American or indigenous people vibes to me. He's also could maybe have some mixed heritage vibes. If we wanted to give him some braids or textured hair, could maybe give him a different look. I'm excited about this doll, and while he's still available at the original retail price, and I have another spare of him. So I had the doll that was on display. I had a spare in the box that I didn't even remember. When I made the Angel doll, I went back and bought another doll so that I could make Christian here, and then realized I already had a spare. So we'll get to work on this doll a few times. I've taken at least an hour off camera and added a bunch of rows of hair up the back and around the sides of the head. And what I like to do from there is to work up one side toward the part line, which is only half in, And then I move that half of the part line over. I'll just push it over to the side so that it covers over and that it will swing to, I think, the left side of the head. And then I'll work on filling in the right side. And the last thing we'll do is we'll be going back over every hole in the part line again, but pushing the hair to the right. So here we are. We're ready to do that now. I finished everything all the way up to the part line. And we just need to go back into every hole, this time pushing the hair to the right. Everybody has their own different way of working on the part line. This is my way to do it, and I find that it works best. And even when I'm all done, I'll pull the hair apart at the part line and see if it looks like there's any gaps or too much scalp showing, and we'll punch in a couple extra plugs if I need to. Especially with this doll, since he didn't have an existing rooting pattern, we want to make sure that I'm on track. I think, if anything, I overfilled, gave him more holes than he perhaps needed. Once the hair is rooted in, it looks kind of wiggy and a little crazy. It's sticking up weird. But once we pour some boiling water over the top of that, it'll lay down flat and look nice and normal. He's looking so good. I had actually bought a shirt from an Etsy seller that I thought would look cute with the pants, but it just wasn't going with his vibe. He was way too cool. So I thought these white tennis shoes that he came with were pretty nice. These Converse looking basketball shoes. And so I'm covering them with some acrylic paint. The paint is being resisted slightly by the plastic because I didn't spray the surface. I should have prepped the surface with Mr. Super Clear, and then that would have helped the paint to adhere better. On the plus side, I'll be able to use my fingernail to scrape back any paint that overlaps areas where I don't want paint. The best way to get a good look for this is to do lots of layers. So I first paint one shoe, set it up, let it start to dry, then work on the other shoe, maybe bringing in my blow dryer here and there. You don't want to use a heat tool. It could melt the shoes. And once I get the shoes all painted, he's ready for styling. We're on the home stretch here, folks. His look was flat, his vibe was bland, but now this Ken is looking grand. With longer locks and fashion flair, he's stealing looks and serving hair. And just like that, Looks Doll number 17 is now officially Christian, long hair, strong stare, a fashion flair that's totally shelf-worthy. I love giving a doll a second glow up and turning meh into yes. Don't forget to let me know in the comments who you think his perfect match should be. I need help picking his mate too. If you had fun, give this video a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and stay tuned. So many more fun transformations on the way. As always, let's keep the conversation going in the comments. If you have some other Ken dolls or dolls that you'd like to see get a makeover, or you have some suggestions, I would love to hear it. Even if you would just like to say hello, I'd love to know what you think of the makeover. Do you have this doll? Are you thinking about getting him? What do you think about making over dolls so that you can give them a totally new look? Thanks again for watching, and please have a wonderful day.